Hello there, wonderful people. Welcome back to my channel. So in this video, I'm just going to be trying out this new Amazon hair. Usually I don't buy hair extension from Amazon, but I thought I wanted to try out this hair. It comes in a pack of 3. It doesn't actually come with a closure, so this closure is a completely different closure that I bought. I bought a closure that is closest to this wave as possible. I know that it looks slightly different, but I think with time I can always, straighten this out to create more of a wave rather than a curl. So if you are interested to see how I did my weave myself, if you are interested to see how I managed to apply the closure, please watch this video until the end, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. On my channel I do hair, beauty and fashion. If you do like this type of content, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to share with your family also. Okay, so my hair is washed. As you can see, I just let it hair dry. I didn't really blow dry. I did put some moisturizer on my hair, so all these brown bits that you're seeing in my hair is just literally from the gel that I put in my hair this morning, so don't come at me. My hair is clean, it's just a little bit of a gel. Okay, so I'm going to start by doing a middle parting because this is where I want my closure to sit. I want it to sit like exactly in the middle. And the reason for doing this is just so that the closure can sit as flat as possible on my head. Okay, so I am going to leave a little bit of my edges. I don't want to braid these, only because I have been seeing that my hair has been getting a little bit thin around the front, so I just want to release that tension. Okay guys, so I'm just going to do my braid pattern now. If you're not sure of how to do cornrows, you can always check out my other video where I do go through step by step of how to do cornrow, but I'm just basing this braid pattern around the middle pattern that I've done. So I like to bring my braid pattern across the back of my head, only because this just helps for the hair to sit as flat as possible, so there's no bulkiness. Okay guys, so you're just going to continue with that same braid pattern, just going around the head and going down the middle and going towards the back. So I usually don't do this, but I'm going to go ahead and just do my edges before I start sewing the hair down. At least then I can manage to get as much of the hair slick and laid down as possible. So this is the closure that I bought. So I'm just going ahead and just measuring it and just seeing where I want it to sit. So off camera I went ahead and cut the lace off, and I'm just adding some of my foundation to the knots, just so it can match to my scalp as much as possible. And as you can see, it does help, guys. So the first thing that I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna bend the closure backwards, and I'm gonna stitch the middle, if that makes sense. As you can see, I'm just stitching it in so that it can hold the closure in place without moving at all. This just helps as well the middle parting to just sit as flat as possible on my head and without moving. So you can brush the hair, you can do whatever you want with the hair, and the closure just sits there and does not move. Okay guys, in case you're wondering why I'm putting the closure on my hair first without sewing the rest of the hair, this just gets it out the way. At least I don't have to try and see if I can judge where the closure stops, so that I cannot put the hair there. This just helps me to just, get the closure to sit in place where I want it and to sit properly as well. So now I'm going to stitch the perimeter of the closure down. Again, I'm doing the same thing that I did in the center. I'm just stitching it just to hold the closure down. I'm not really pulling the thread too tight. I'll only do that once I get to the very end of the closure. But as we're just looping these parts in just to get the closure to sit as flat as possible on my head. Okay guys, so this is the part where now you can pull the thread a little bit tighter. Without pulling it backwards, just pulling it down the side. Don't pull it back, because this will pull the closure back from your head, and it's just going to move out of place then. So this is the part in the end, at the very end, the corners. You can just pull it as tight as possible. Okay, so this is the hair that I bought from Amazon. It came in this package, and it comes in 3 different lengths, 18, 16 and 14. So I'm going to go ahead and add the 18 first, as I want the length at the bottom. So I'm using the curved needles. I just find it quite easy to use the curved needles. So what I did off camera is that I put the needle through the weft with a knot on the end. I did that about 2 times just to secure the thread in place, and then I went ahead and start stitching. So you're just going to continue stitching going across the head, across from end to end in a zigzag pattern. So guys, this is the 18 inch that I've stitched in. I'm now going to go ahead and stitch in the 16 inch and just continue in that same pattern, just going across the head from end to end, and just make sure you stitch as close as possible in between the braids. You don't want to stitch leaving gaps, just to make sure that the hair securely stays in place and doesn't move around. Okay guys, so that was the 16 inch that I've gone ahead and stitched in. I've used all of the 16 inch, so I'm now going to add the 14 inch at the top of the head. And if you've noticed, I have doubled the weft, only because I want the volume to be at the top, just to have it as thick as possible, and then just to have as much of the hair in as possible. So I've noticed here in the closure, because the closure being quite a shorter piece compared to the rest of the hair, it is a 10 inch. I wanted to add a little bit of the 14 inch through the closure just to create more of a blend in the hair. Okay guys, so by this point I had actually run out of space to record my final thoughts on what I thought of the hair. So when I opened the packet, just to let you know, you might experience the same as well. The hair absolutely stinks. It stinks so bad of a warehouse, you know, like it's been sitting in a warehouse for ages. It absolutely stinks. So if you want, you may want to wash the hair first. The closure is fine, but the hair itself is a little bit of a problem. So if you want to go ahead and wash it, please do so. Probably it will be better to do it that way. But the hair was really soft. It's very loose, the curls. You know, you can comb it out and then, you know, just put some add some water, and then it just bounces back again. It's really soft hair. I don't have any problems with it, and I think within time you'll be able to see whether this hair is a good hair or not. But I will continue to update you guys. Tell me what you think in the comment box below. I will add a link to everything that I bought in this video. Thank you so much once again.